When we run the air through the machine and we cool the air, we condense the water from the air, 500 liter per day. We ran it for 2 months and it was producing for all 2 months, never stop a day.
And one of the inventions that you as well mentioned is self-charging vehicle. How is it possible, and what is the difference between your car and Tesla?
So you didn't need to stop to charge the car. You didn't need electricity. You didn't need the fuel. That is very simple machine. It's not complicated.
What further benefits it might give to the humanity? Dr. Adnan, very good day.
Thank you very much
for joining us. Thank you for agreeing to give us interview. We are very excited. Dear viewers, Dr. Adnan Fahad Ramzani Al Naimi is a prominent Qatari inventor, engineer, and innovator who has made significant contributions to sustainable technology and innovation. He founded Agri-Green Qatar, an initiative focused on eco-friendly solutions, and has received over 170 gold medals, trophies.
No, it's 170 awards. It's mixed. Gold cap, gold medals, not less than gold medal. From gold medals upward, yeah.
And Dr. Adnan is a member of International Federation of Inventors Association, IFIA, and international jury. He also conducted numerous trainings and seminars for young inventors in Qatar and abroad.
Sure.
Dr. Adnan, welcome. Please correct me if I missed something, and if you can share your career journey and how you became an inventor.
My name is Dr. Adnan Ramzani Al Naimi. I am from the state of Qatar. Yes, I am a board. I am what you call it, invention and innovations member for IFIA, from IFIA and other for organization for invention and innovations. I am international jury. I am also jury of the board member of the International Federation of Invention and Innovations, IFIAs, and also executive committee member. I started my career a long time ago, which is, maybe 50 years plus ago. I started with working in the government first, like water department. Then after a few years, I resigned from there and I joined oil and gas company. I work with oil and gas company for more than 70 years. I do my private business also. I used to live in a village. And Qatar, they call it Qatar because it used to receive a lot of rains a year. So that is why they call it Qatar. Qatar means drops. By Arabic meaning of Qatar, it's the drop of the rain or drop of water. So and we used to have a lot of rains and we used to have a lot of grass in the ground. My father, he moved us to Doha. Then when we moved to the capital, Doha is capital of Qatar. I have not been to the village long time. So after maybe 4 or 5 years, I have been there. So when I went there, really I got shocked because of the desertification, which is I have seen. So I start thinking, what is the problem? Where is the problem? Why we used to have a lot of rains and now we don't have rains, we don't have grass, we don't have anything. Thinking of how to find out what is the problem of desertification or something. Then 2005, I start thinking of this more than before. Because after my chemical engineering, I did my master degree in France. When I came back to Qatar, I start thinking about, really, I know now I realize there is a problem with international, not only Qatar. Around the world, there is a problem with water issue. So that is where I think. Then I wrote, what I have in my head, I draw it on the whiteboard. So I just picture that one and send it to a few engineers, and they said, I think if this works, we will produce water from humidity. Some engineer, they told me, no way, you are not going to get success. We have one student, he was that time, he graduated from Qatar University. His name is Yusuf, and I am proud of his name. When I said Yusuf, always I like when I speak about this, I mention his name. I call him and he said, Yusuf, you see this drawing, you draw it. And when he finished, I said, I think if this gets success, we'll produce about 2,000 liter a day. I have not told him how much we'll produce. I thought we will produce water. So after that, he went and he did his search, and he came back to me and he said it will produce about like 450 gallons a day. He said, which is. Then I said, okay. Then I get my retirement that time. I request for my retirement. Say, Alhamdulillah, luckily I get my retirement. So I concentrated in my invention. So that was 2009. 2009, when the machine started, produced, it was producing 500 plus, 560 about. So I called him and he said, you don't know how to do the calculation. Then he said, why? He said, because it's producing 500. He said, my calculation was same, 550. But because I thought maybe I did something wrong, so I gave you less amount to, if you get success, then okay. So then I start doing my search to raise or to produce more quantity of water, because 2,000 liters is not enough. So luckily, then from 2000, I went to 3,200, then 7,200, then now finally it's come to 12,500, but I have not continued the research. I stopped. So alhamdulillah, lucky, it's okay, it's producing, and we have run it for army in Qatar here, in the army camp there. We ran it for 2 months, and inshallah we'll get success later. We ran it for 2 months, and it was producing for all 2 months, never stop a day. Then I thought, now this machine will require electricity. I have done my search how to use solar. Then I found it's not easy to find solar because my machine is mobile machine. You can move it anywhere you want. But if I use solar, that means I have to make it fixed. I cannot move it because I have to stick to the solar where they fix the solar. Because solar, you need large area to use to produce quantity which is you need. So I thought how to overcome this issue. Then I thought about wind turbine. And wind turbine, because this machine producing not only water, producing about 1,170 or 80 meter cube of water, of cold air, semi-dry air. So I thought I will put the vertical type wind turbine inside the machine, not outside, inside the machine, and will be reduced. But I found the cost of that wind turbine is costing plus minus same as the price of my invention, which is to make it double price. People will not afford to buy it. So I start thinking how to overcome this issue. Then it came to my head. I remember in 1983, I have made a car, or I have converted the car from petrol engine to electric motor with using only one battery. It doesn't need to stop to charge. You can just put the battery, the life of the battery, 1 year, 2 years, it is how much it is the life it will last. You didn't need to charge it every day or something. So I ran the car, but not 83. 84, that is why I left this invention, because 84, I went to UK to study my PhD, my PhD, my HND, sorry. That is where I stopped that one. Then I built a generator, which is a diesel generator. I removed the engine, I removed the diesel tank, I removed the cooler, the coolant, water for coolant. I removed all this, and I installed only electric motor, which is running in 4 batteries. So that is how I reduce the cost of operating of this machine. And also, like when we said maintenance free, it is maintenance free because we don't have much to replace. Only maybe air filter or something, which is not expensive. It's very cheap. I said it is washable, but I said you don't need to wash it. Just throw it out and put a new one because it's very cheap. Those all air filters. So that is one. And the generator itself, it is cheap. Doesn't need to change anything. Maybe belt or something. Batteries, it will run. I have batteries, which is I doing tests, and this one now it is running for 5 years, which is I have big size battery. So the battery can last for 2 years or something, which is not very expensive also to replace if it's breakdown or something. So that is why I found my invention is easy, cheap, easy to move anywhere you want. That is how the machine, which is producing only just taking air in, we use cooler, we use air filter, we use condenser, and we use compressor to cool down the air which is coming in. And we will use exhaust fan to draw in the air. We have storage tank for the water, which is small anyway, but we have to have outside tank to drain all this water into that tank. So the expense is not, I think it's not very expensive. It's okay. It's worth it to go for it, especially for farmers, because the water is, the water is very expensive anywhere in the world. It's very, very expensive. We are lucky because now when we get the water from government, the government, they pay most of the price. We pay only little. So that is why we didn't feel the water is expensive. Because if really we pay the proper price, we will understand and we know what is the cost of water. But because it is financed by government or supported by government, so that is why we didn't feel the cost of the water.
Thank you very much, Dr. Adnan, for sharing. That was very interesting. So I have already a few questions.
Sure.
First question, can you please describe in a little bit more detail how exactly your machine produces water out of air?
Okay. I built a structure for the machine. You have to have structure to put all equipment in a position or a proper position. So I have stainless steel structure to avoid corrosion and all this. Stainless steel tanks, which is we drain water into that tanks. We have air filter at the beginning. We have big size and small size it is to protect the blockage of the condensers. We have condenser to cool down the air coming through, and we have exhaust fan, but actually it is drawing the air into the machine. I put it backside of the machine. I don't. It's not enforced, which is taking water, taking air from through the machine. And we have compressor, which is like normal compressor for air conditioned compressor, but of course it's not like in the house. It is bigger size. So we have compressor to cool down, freon compressor to cool down the air which is coming through that. That is very simple machine. It's not complicated. It's very, very simple. Of course, I make it like double size to produce more water. Because because if you want to produce like now 12,500 liter per day, so you need that size of the machine, which is actually it is 2 meter, 2 by 3 by 3.5. Height is 3 meter, less than 3 meter, and the width is 2 meter. So you can I fix it on a truck. You can drive it anywhere you want. It is normal truck, 3-ton truck is it's not big truck. It's a small truck, 3-ton truck. You can put it there and you move it anywhere you want. Even my patent is mentioned there. It is movable machine. It's not fixed machine.
And you said right now it can produce up to 5,000 liters per day, right?
No, 12,500.
12,500.
Yeah.
Oh.
First it was 2,000, first start, then 3,200, then after second trial, 7,200, then now it's 12,500, and maybe if I do sales more, maybe I can produce more. I'm not sure, but I have not tested, but I can maybe we can produce more.
So if an average person needs, let's say, 2-3 liters of drinking water per day, so your machine can provide for more than 4,000 people drinking water.
Yeah, actually, I have not thought about drinking water. I thought about agriculture. Mm-hmm. Because now we have problem with food security, water scarcity, and food security. Water is not that big because I have make small machine. I have different machines. I have machine which is producing 70 liter a day. That small one like water dispenser, which is normal water dispenser. You fix it anywhere. So I have that machine which is producing 70 liter a day, which is more than enough. I think 70 liters is not little. Is for people, for one house maybe is okay for one house. 70 liter, and it's not very expensive. Very, very, very cheap.
And approximately how much would be the retail price of this machine?
Okay, before I give you my machine price, European one is the 3 million Qatari. American one, this is how it was presented in Qatar. They want to sell it in Qatar. Emirates, they bought, I think if I'm not mistaken, they bought 53 machine. Each machine is costing 3 million Qatari. American one is 2.8 or 2.85 because they calculate by US dollar, not by Qatari. So it's approximately 2.8 million. My machine is 1 million. So like three machine like one of European or American machine. And they are producing also same. My machine producing 12,500 and they said they produce 10,000. So I said plus minus we are same.
So 3 million Qatari riyal, that is almost the same as 3 million UAE dirham, and which is approximately 8,200 and approximately $800,000. That's the sell price of the machine, right?
Yeah, approximately, yeah.
Okay. You are also mentioning the question of energy, and correct me if I heard wrong, that now it could be run on 4 accumulators, this machine right now, or what energy sources are you currently using to run the machine?
I didn't. You mean what power I'm using to run the machine?
Yes.
Because I did this machine only for trial, so I use normal grid. And I use the generator, which is the diesel generator, but I have converted to electric motor. But all that are, when you are doing a trial, you cannot say, yes, this is the last final, because still I'm doing more tests and more tests. So that is why. But when I use the machine, I use that diesel generator, which is I converted to electric motor generator. Yes, I run the machine with no problem. But of course, when I do this test, I do it only for like half a day. It's not. I don't do it for 24 hours. Because if I want to run for 24 hours, I have to have to keep a shift people to run to monitor first, especially during the test. You cannot just leave it like this and go home and sleep. No, you have to have somebody there, and you have to have someone who understands what is the machine, how it is operate, what is safety of the machine, and all this. How to, if something happen, what decision he should take. So that is why. I said, okay, I do it only during day, then I switch it off in the night. But when I run it in normal electric, I run 24 hours because I have no problem with generator or something. I know, this machine can run no problem because I tested for long time. Like in the army camp, I ran it for 2 months without anybody staying there. Only I go during day, I check what is thing there and parameters, and I come back because I don't stay there also. When it was in the army camp, when I ran the machine in army camp, I ran it for 2 months with no problem, non-stop.
Okay. So do I understand correct that basically how it works? The machine is taking air from the atmosphere, then cools down the air so that the air condensates and becomes basically a condensated water. Then it's being, if you say it's for agriculture, then probably it could be used straight away. And then if we talk about the model for consuming water, then it should be run through like some kind of chain of filters, right?
Yeah. And also, it's not only producing water. When we run the air through the machine and we cool the air, we condense the water from the air. We remain with semi-dry air. That is, we use it for greenhouses also. We use it for camps. We use it for so many things. We can use the cold air, and it is semi-dry because air will never be dry. Always air is يعني crazy for water. So if air will come across water or something, will take part of the water. So this is the nature of the air. So we will produce water, and we'll produce cold air, which is about 180 or 178 or something meter cube, 100,000 meter cube of air. So that is, we can use it for greenhouses, which is will improve the quality of the product of the agriculture. Because now we have problem with what you call it greenhouses, because we spray water and we draw the air through the greenhouse. When you spray the first part of the greenhouse, it is producing very nice product. When it's come to the end, because of the heat, the air itself it's become hot. So you cannot, it will not, you will not get the same benefit of air in and air near out. So that is how this machine will give you different, from different point. You will save water, which is you use to spray for greenhouse, and you will save also the machine which is you use to draw the air, to spray the water. So that is will save a lot of money also for the agriculture people.
Okay.
And then third one now, which is we said the electricity. We will get a free supply of electricity. So also that is will add more benefit to the machine. You'll produce electricity, and you'll save the money which is you pay for electric. So that is another profit for the machine.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
You mentioned as well the problems with the climate change, with the desertification, with the lack of water, and last year also Alatra team was present at COP29 in Baku, Azerbaijan. In the previous year, we attended COP28 in Dubai, UAE, and also we went to COP16 in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. That was about desertification. So for our viewers who maybe didn't know, it's a big problem not just in Qatar, but all over the globe. And every year, United Nations is conducting this event to find the solutions for the climate change and desertification. And this is where Dr. Adnan's invention can be handy for agriculture and for people. And there is one more issue. We presented a report about the pollution of ocean with plastic. So the size of the plastic islands, it equals the size of America and Australia combined. And how it is affecting each of us, this plastic, it's not dissolving in water. It's been separated into micro and nanoplastic. So now the scientists are very concerned that they found this nanoplastic particles of plastic everywhere, in fish, in animals, in human bodies, in water, in ice glaciers, everywhere. So my question is, can your machine possibly filter out these nanoplastic particles when it's working?
No, it's not filtering. But when you talk about ocean, my machine will protect ocean from salinity and the hot water. Now, before when we were young, we used to go and walk into the sea, and we catch fish near just by the beach. Now you have to go by boat, deep sea, to get fish, because the water is very hot. The salinity of the water is very high, so you didn't get more fish nearby. So you have to pay more extra money to that one because of water desalination unit. Water desalination unit, we cannot not use it because we need water, and it is a big disaster for the environment itself. Air pollution, water pollution, not only one. So that is why, if we use like my machine and other machine, maybe like European and American, even if it's expensive, it still is protecting the environment, still protecting the sea. And it is what you call it, protecting this, what you call it, food energy, food, what you call security, I mean, food security and water scarcity. Now, it is very, very big problem because when you produce water, the salty water, you push it back to the sea. And again, you affect the other side. And also, we have problem with nuclears. These nuclear factories, which they produce nuclear, what you call it, nuclear fuel. They cool down by seawater, and they dump it back to the sea. I am sure there are leakage from the this uranium to the water, where it go to the water, and we drink it. Maybe a small part, but when it's collecting into the body after few years, it will affect the body. Maybe you get cancer, you get something. I don't know. I'm not a medical doctor, so I can't speak in that field. But as a person, normal person, I think it will affect. So using my machine, it will save so many things, not only one. And I mean, it will save the environment, whole total environment, air and water. So that is, we should think, not only my invention, other invention, which is, even if it's expensive, still it is, life of people is more expensive than anything. Treatment of people because of environment is costing more money than what we are going to pay to produce machine, which is produced, running with clean environment. So that is how we can utilize those machines. It's very, very safe for people. It's very good. When you talk about price, it's not expensive. It's very, very cheap compared to the price, how much you pay for the treatment itself. To treat people is very expensive.
Thank you very much. Yes, actually, maybe our viewers, not everyone knows, but desalination plants, they are widespread used in UAE as well. As far as I know, majority of the water UAE taking from making the salty ocean water drinkable. And the drawback, as you mentioned, is that the processed water is, even though it's considered safe, it's been released back into the water, and it might affect the fish. So you mentioned several benefits of the use of your device, that it protects from the heat, the oceans, and from the salinity. So we also presented research at COP29 in Baku, Alatra team, our president Marina Aftinova. So we have a proposal that if these machines like yours, Dr. Adnan, will be used all over the world, it would help as well to remove the extra moisture out of the air. And as a result, we could possibly have less tornadoes, less like typhoons or hurricanes, and especially for the Arabian Peninsula, it could help improve the climate. The climate could become less humid, and the temperature might normalize. What is your opinion about this if we talk a little bit more deeper about the impact of the machine, if we consider that it will be used widespread in Qatar, in UAE, in Saudi Arabia, and in, let's say, take, for example, Arabian Peninsula. If all Arabian Peninsula countries switch to atmospheric water generators and will take water only from this source. In your opinion, what further benefits it might give to the humanity and to the region?
See, also one thing is, one more here. The fuel which is we use for desalination plant, if we stop burning that fuel and we utilize it for petrochemicals, it will introduce more income to the country, to the state. Because the fuel which is we burn now, if we sell it, the petrochemicals price never go down. Even if the gas price down, oil price down, the petrochemical, because I used to work in oil and gas company, so I know the petrochemical price never go down, always is rising up. So if we reduce the burning of the fuel, we will get money to more income to the country. Plus, we will save the environment from the air pollution, which is everybody knows. Any fuel you burn, it will produce, it will affect the environment. Whatever it is, if it's less or more, like oil, it will affect the environment. We know it is more than gas. Of course, gas is very little effect, but oil is much, very much. Now, alhamdulillah, Qatar, we compared from oil to gas, I think, I can't remember, maybe 70, beginning of 80 or something, 80, I think. I can't remember exact the date, but from long time, we stopped utilizing oil. Even we used to have backup oil for gas, but since I think 80 or something, I can't remember what the date exactly, we compared completely. Even the backup is gas only. So we don't have any more oil to use for desalination units or power generation. Even power generation now, if we really see in Qatar, we use in addition to gas, we use now solar. But solar is taking large area to produce certain quantity of electricity. But now, if we think about my second invention, which is or third invention, which is producing electricity, and we make it large machine to produce large quantity of electricity. We need more engineers to do study and search and all this. It's not only one person. Like I don't know. We need people to do more study and more study to know how much we can reach in producing electricity. So that is, you are going to save the environment in different ways: water, air, food security, water scarcity, and you'll save a lot of things. So that is, we should think about it carefully.
Coming back to your device, Dr. Adnan, you mentioned as well that there are lots of practical implementations and a lot of benefits, and it can even produce electricity, as you mentioned. So the question from the nature protection volunteers, of course, will arise. Many people will ask, what are the drawbacks and what possible harm can your device and, in general, atmospheric water generators make to the environment?
I didn't see environment effect because we are using all nature and neutral. So, like maybe you can say, okay, the battery for disposal of batteries, maybe after 3-4 years, maybe. The gas, maybe from the compressor, maybe will be leak. Now, the compressor in the house itself, it leaks also. So you cannot say that will make a machine doesn't affect the environment at all. But how much it is, because now even if you want to buy a battery or something from the manufacturer, he will give you just a sheet of this one, how to dispose this one, and it should be safe disposal. So batteries, we should not worry. Only my concern, maybe if there is a leak of freon, and leak of freon, it's how much it is. I mean, it will be very small compared to what we are doing now, how much we are flaring the gas or burning the gas. Actually, it's not only just flaring. We are burning gas to produce electricity and producing water. So if you want to have also cold air, also you have to pay additional to produce more, or to produce more air for like greenhouses. I mean, compared to the effect which is we have now, I think my machine is zero effect. I can call it zero effect because I cannot see it is compared to what we have now. I think it's not going anywhere. How much one compressor will have a gas in the compressor? It's very small, like one small cylinder, or maybe 2 cylinder or 3, because my machine is big, maybe 2 cylinder or something. Even 4 cylinder. It's how much it is affecting the environment. And when it go to the air, with big, if the environment is clean, I mean, it will not affect the environment much, because the quantity is small. Even if you blow gas now in the atmosphere, how much it's going to affect the environment is very, very mineral. So that is why I think my invention doesn't affect the environment. No, just I thought about it when you asked me the question. I don't see any effect from my machine to the environment, neither water, like sea, ocean, or something, or the environment, air. Of course, it will reduce the environment temperature. It will reduce the environment temperature, and it will reduce the humidity, because you are drawing the air with the humidity, and we are sending out cold air with no humidity. So that is also, it will help to reduce the temperature of the climate temperature, to reduce. I think there is no, I cannot see in my machine, unless if somebody, if somebody can tell me what is the effect, then maybe we can take care of that one. But as myself, I did engineering of this machine. I didn't think there is any side effect of the environment. No. You didn't need water from anywhere out. You didn't need electricity. You didn't need the fuel. First of all, you have the car which is running in batteries. You have the generator which is running in batteries. No diesel, no engine, no water, no air. You don't need air. And you have the water producer which is producing water and cold air. So that cold air, you can cool down the generator. For example, if you said, I'm worried maybe it will get heat up during the hot summer in a country like Qatar or something. No problem. Use the water, the generator in the front of the air which is coming out. It will cool automatically. You didn't need to cool. So you didn't need to worry about anything at all. Neither fuel, neither environment, neither water.
Thank you. Yes, indeed. If we compare to the huge factories or to desalination plants, the structure of the atmospheric water generator itself, it's very simple. And I'm thinking right now, as far as I understand, the desalination plants, let's take, for example, UAE and MENA region, they take as a source of power, electricity system of the city, right? So theoretically, if we suppose that instead of desalination plants, your machine will be installed in all the cities, not just in MENA countries, but in the world. Yeah. So, which is more eco-friendly, and it gives a lot of benefits to clear the ocean, possibly from nanoplastic, and to improve the atmosphere, to even provide electricity, which might consume less electricity than desalination plants. Sure. So, in your opinion, from the practical part, is it possible to do? Will it be feasible? Will it be more cost-effective than desalination plant? And in order for all the world to switch to atmospheric water generators completely, 100%, in your opinion, what is required to do that?
It is very, like what I mentioned before, my machine is very simple machine. It's not very complicated. It's very, very simple. It's not complicated. And we can use it anywhere we want. And like what I mentioned before, it is mobile. We can move it anywhere we want. And it is not only saving money in different ways. It's like utilizing the gas instead we burn it. We saving money with producing more petrochemicals, and we sell the petrochemicals, producing money from selling the carbon credit, even if it's not, maybe, I don't know what is the price exactly now, because I don't check a few days ago. What is the carbon credit price? I don't know. But that is income. You get money from nothing, from nowhere, because you save the environment, you sell the carbon credit, you will get money for that. And also you save from medication also, because this environment effect of environment affecting people, and you have to treat the people. That is costing money. So you will save money from so many ways, not only one place. So I think my machine is much better than much better. You put so much better than any desalination plant in the world. Whatever they said, it's environment friendly. No, water desalination is not environment friendly. No, it's affecting the air and the water, the ocean, which is again maybe big ocean, maybe it's not much, but like our MENA region, because it's not only MENA, GCC. We have very small water, and it is affecting the water very much.
Thank you. I think we as humanity should pay more attention to these kind of things that are more cost effective. And you mentioned the oceans warming up. We should all think what enormous energy is required to heat up the ocean, why it's happening. So I think all scientists should unite their efforts to work on what you just said, to find the practical solutions and answers, and to unite the efforts in finding solutions.
Scientific discoveries don't always start with a eureka, I have found it, kind of a moment. They often start with just a hunch, just a kind of suspicion, an uneasy feeling. And that's what started me on this quest. Today, the scientific community watches with growing concern as climate trends outpace predictions. Devastating natural disasters are becoming part of our everyday lives. The cause lies in the unprecedented heating of the ocean.
In essence, it's an undeclared war against humanity.
The rate of world ocean warming has doubled in the past 20 years. In 2024, the ocean's surface temperature reached an all-time high in recorded history.
Those two ingredients, the increased temperature and the increased water vapor, lead to increased instability of the atmosphere.
Current scientific models, in the presence of ongoing rises in atmospheric greenhouse gases, do not predict this threatening acceleration. What is driving this sharp increase in temperature, if all known factors have already been accounted for? For the first time, it will be revealed how an overlooked anthropogenic factor drives the warming of the world ocean. A process long unnoticed. Anthropogenic factor in the ocean's demise.
And one of the inventions that you as well mentioned is a self-charging vehicle, and you said it was using only one battery. So can you tell a little bit more to our viewers, how is it possible and what is the difference between your car and Tesla?
Okay, this 1983, I did this one before Tesla and all this. So no, of course, there's electric car from 1940 or something. I know that. That is why it came to my head to do this car. I thought people they thought about electric car 1940s. So why we should not think now about it? Because now I think we have more facilities to do what we want. The story is I used to have one car that had accidents. So I thought why I should repair the car. Why I don't do experiment in the car? Because car is anyway is damaged. So it will make no difference if it's damaged more. Actually, it was they did the welding and they burned the back seat. So the car is not damaged, but the seat from inside the seat was damaged. The burn, it's caught fire. So I thought, then I removed the engine. I removed the radiator, coolant water radiator. So I brought electric motor. I bought electric motor, I installed it. I fixed it to the gearbox. So now the thing is now the car is different than now. Now it is having more technology, all lengths. The gear is not anymore like manual, even automatic. You just move the arm or the gear itself. Now it is only by touch. So that is different. I don't know how to make this running with this electric motor. Then I thought, okay, I put the machine, I installed the machine into the car. I tested, it was okay. That time I ran it in a city, small city. I drove, by that time it was driving, I reached 60 kilometer drive speed. So it was 60, the speed of the car, it was that time. So, but I left the car that time because I went to study in UK. So I left it. When I came back, I found the responsibility has become more in the work. So I could not free my time because working in oil and gas is not like working in government office or something. You finish at 12 o'clock and you go home. No. Sometimes you have to stay longer time than normal working hours. So you cannot just leave when there's an issue in the plant. Or yes, the generator I started with, I think it was 12 kilowatt. Done, I think 24 kilowatt. Then last one anyway, 80 kilowatt. The last one is 80 kilowatt. I have done so many tested. So alhamdulillah, it is success. I ran my workshop in that generator, but I ran it for test only. Sometime I switch it off. When I want to check the machine, I connect part of the workshop in the machine to see how it's work. So alhamdulillah, it was working fine. But it's still experiment I have to do more for electricity. For car also still we have to do more because now car with more technology. So I don't know, like I cannot afford to buy like Tesla car and dismantle the car and see how they have done it. No. If I have money, I will buy this one and dismantle it to see why they cannot, put less batteries. Why we need to charge the battery? Because your normal car, you didn't need to charge the battery. You run your car for 1 year or 1.5 year, depends on the life of the battery itself. When the battery life expires, you just throw it out and put a new battery. So you didn't need to stop to charge the car. So that is the thing which is I have done it. When you ask me about Tesla and other car, I am not sure because I don't know how they have done it. And I don't have the money to see. If I have money, I will buy one Tesla car and dismantle it to see how they have done it. So maybe I can solve that issue. Because my target is to solve the issue, not only to just tell, oh, this is not correct. No. I want to solve that issue. What is the technology they use? I don't know. I use normal, very small technology only. I don't use very complicated technology, no. So that is why I use only one battery.
But you mentioned very interesting fact that self-charging electric vehicles, they have been developed since like 1900s or 1920s. And for some reason, we forgot about this technology for a long time. And then all of a sudden, again, we come back to a topic of electric vehicles. And interesting that you said that your car was running just on a simple
one battery.
Only one battery, and could reach the speed of 60 kilometers per hour.
Yeah.
And so basically, as I understand, it was not using any external electricity to just charge. So it was just self-charging itself, right?
Yeah, self-charging, yeah.
Just a standard, it had a standard battery that we use usually in cars, right?
The normal car, yeah, normal, only same battery. I don't change. Even now, I present this invention car or converting car. I presented in Made in Qatar exhibition last year. I present that one, but of course in the exhibition I cannot drive the car. So we brought it and we installed it there and we left it there. So I don't run it, but I show the motor how it is working and the battery, same battery I'm using. I don't change the battery, I think, and I fix the motor to the same gearbox. I don't change I don't compare the gearbox. I use same gearbox. But of course, you have to do some modification to the gearbox body, the body itself, and the mounting of the machine, of the engine, of the motor, which is I cannot say it is engine, the motor, electric motor. You have to make different mounting than normal engine mounting because it's not fixing the same mounting. You have to make a new mounting. You have to make different design. So all of that I have done it. You didn't need to charge. You didn't need anything. You didn't need water to cool down. Even water you didn't. Okay, sorry. You need water for the gearbox only because that gearbox is using oil. So only that water which is used only for gearbox, especially automatic gearbox. Manual gearbox, no, it doesn't need water. Automatic gearbox, it needs water to cool down. So you will have a radiator only, a radiator to cool down the gearbox and to cool down the air conditioning, AC. Because exchanger for that condenser for the AC is always hot. So you need to cool it with air. So that water only, not for the car. It's only to cool down the gearbox and to cool down the AC. Only that's what you need. So it's very simple. And you didn't need to use petrol, no diesel, no nothing.
Yes, Dr. Adnan, you actually touch a very sensitive topic, I would say, that why we don't use the discoveries and technologies for the benefit of humanity, why we don't improve, but instead our world economy looks like an iPhone. We just release new model with a little bit better camera and a little bit better battery, but nobody says that for maybe hundreds of years already exist so-called fuel-free generators, the machines that use different physics principles to generate more energy than they consume. And our whole world economy, you probably know since you work in the field, it evolves around fossil fuel. And it's like a closed circle. On the other hand, we have so many scientists and you, Dr. Adnan, that made bright inventions. Yet at the same time, if these inventions will be implemented straight away, and if it will mean that we will have to get rid of the fossil fuels, the world economy might collapse. And maybe the issue here is bigger than just United Nations. And maybe we need here all the human and all the scientific potential. If we have come to this turning point, to the crossroads of humanity, maybe each of us needs to make some contribution in order for this transition to the next stage of evolution of our humanity would happen. And to summarize what we have been discussed today, Dr. Adnan, what kind of challenges are you facing today as an inventor? And what is your opinion on the future of our civilization, how we should move forward in order to survive?
You know, our problem is the mentality of the people which is you are approaching. You know, they don't think like what you think. And like, I'll give you an example. Now, some countries, maybe some European country or not this, they put tax for CO2, this one, CO2 emission in the atmosphere. Any company will emit 1 ton, for example, to atmosphere, they will charge money for that. I know one country is charging $40, €40 sorry, for 1 ton of CO2. So they do sequestration for that. A lot of countries, they didn't do sequestration because the government law is not forcing them to do it. So the company, they want to make money only. They don't care about environment. A lot of company, they don't care. Even if they know, they attend the COPs. But even they attend the COPs and they are there and they clap for the people they speak or they give presentation and all this. But when they go home back, all this, even documentation, maybe they dump it. They don't even think about it. They didn't review it because it's costing them the money. Environment protection is costing money. But the problem is the government is paying for that, which is the company, they make a profit, but the government is paying for that. If people get affected, government will treat them. And that is expense also. So, no, I believe all countries, they should put law to charge all operating companies producing especially oil and gas and water and electricity and water. These are the main cause of the environment pollution. Till now, what we have done, nothing. The one thing which is they have done, we said technology transfer, okay. Fund, you have to give money to the poor country, and you make carbon credit. That is the three parts, which is good. But what is late? What other country which is they put tax? That is because of the country. It's not because of United Nations. Because of the country, they want to control. They take care of our environment. If even they're United Nations there or United Nations not there, they want to take care of the environment and they want to control all producing company or operating companies. So that is why they make that law, and all companies are stick with the law. They do sequestration from more than 30 years ago now. They do sequestration. So that is, I think, also even before COP started. So I don't know, exactly before or same time, or I don't know, I can't remember now, date I can't remember. But it's very long time ago. And the reserve of CO2 when they do sequestration is not leaking. Because why I'm sure not leaking? Because the government is opening full eyes to see if there is any leak, to charge money. And the company, they're opening 4 eyes, not only 2 eyes, to see they make sure there is no leak because they didn't want to pay money. So I am sure it's not leaking. So that is how the company, the government should control the company, not the company. They control the government. They go, okay, we'll give you money. Okay, what is the next? You go and you give me in one hand and you take from other hand. That is not right. But okay, I mean, we cannot do anything. This need more decision, proper decision, high level decision. But a lot of people, they don't think about this. And that is another issue. The mentality of people is we have to educate the people, more education for everybody. We should start from school with our students. We have to educate our students about environment, how they can live.
Allah Karim, indeed. Thank you so much, Dr. Adnan, for the great session. The closing statement was brilliant, and I hope our viewers will think about what you said, because I'm sure that smart people are watching us and they will make their conclusions. And what's more important, they will go into action and they will join the efforts of inventors and scientists and volunteers of Alatra and Creative Society. So thank you so much, Dr. Adnan. Thank you so much.
Again, I go back. Scientists, they have to work. If scientists will work and make it easy for people to understand, it will be good. And I appreciate what they are doing. Only I appreciate. Really, they do hard work. I know. But we need more effort, inshallah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Adnan.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, dear viewers. Everybody, take care.
Thank you very much.
Take care of the planet. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you for the time. Thank you very much.